United States, CPS makes upwards of $3 billion per day on trafficking and selling our children. The corruption may start with the caseworker, but goes through the judicial system, passing the governor through the Senate and into the White House. The entire system has a hand in the business known as CPS.
Our children are stolen every minute of a 24-hour day. They are being robbed of their innocence, their trust, their happiness. As parents, we are isolated and betrayed by a government we trust. States are balancing budgets on kids' lives. Only 12% of the kids taken will be reunified. Title IV funding is being riveted with fraud.
All right, everybody. Good evening. It is Friday night here in this wonderful world of ours. This is another episode of CPS Victims Hunting Justice. I am your host, the CPS Punisher. Please like and subscribe, sign up for notifications, leave a comment below. Any of those things that you can do helps us with spreading the word of who we are and what we're about and what we're doing. Also, if you could leave a comment in the chat box that you'll see right here, we put the chat up. You guys are more than welcome to go ahead and write in comments or questions that you might have, and you will we will answer you accordingly or to the best that we can when we do that. And that also too helps spread the word of our show. So if you guys could please do those things, we would greatly appreciate it. That being said, look, this world is tough. It's tough to just wake up every day, go to work, have your job, and come home to support your family. To add the added stresses of what CPS does to you in your work day and your day total period is just a whole nother dynamic to life that no one should have to visit ever. The hoops that they try to push you through to make sure that you can be involved with your children by their standards is ridiculous. The way that you can keep a job with all their requirements, whether it's substance abuse classes, whether it's any sort of these ridiculousness that they ask you to go through, parenting classes, domestic abuse classes. All of these are billable things. That's how they get their money, by taking in as many of these resources as they can and sending bills out. And that's what this is all about. So remember, guys, listen, let's go over this real quick. If CPS comes to your door, don't answer it. Tell them to come back with a warrant. Never let them in your home, period. End of story. Unless they have a warrant. That's it. That's the only way that they're coming in. I don't care if the cop's there, the president can be there. If they don't have a warrant, they don't come in, period. Let them go. Let them get the court orders that they need to have that shows that you are an abuser, and let them do the work to get you to open that door. And even then you question. AIM says hello. See right here, guys, it's that easy to send a thing for the chat for us. We will respond. We'll answer your questions. It could be, you know what, it could be $100,000 answer you get from us that you save. That all being said, let's bring in the gang tonight. We got Mr. Charles Edward Lincoln III, our constitutional law guy. We got Herbert here, the law enforcement guru. We got Brenda sitting on the back here, Mrs. Fighting the world. And we got my co-host Melissa. Where do we lose? We lost Chris somewhere, huh? I guess we'll get him back. Anyway, how are we all doing, guys?
Okay. Hey, Darren, I know you mentioned to your viewers that they can send little chats. Could you make the chats large enough so I can read them?
Hey, that's what I was going to say about that. Okay, at the end of last night's thing, if you put it on your screen, you're going to be able to see it better. I'm
Yes.
doing it on my phone, and I got another YouTube site on my TV so I can see the cat.
Can you make it so?
This is as big as I can do right here.
You
Oh,
have
you
to
used
have
to
a
have
big
it-
screen. You can't use your phone for it.
Oh, okay. You used to have it where you had it down in a corner where it was large enough I could see it.
Oh, like what I do is I click on the comments. That's what I do.
You
Oh,
can
click
get
on
it the
comments
big
then.
screen.
Click on comments.
You got a laptop?
Who, Herb? Herbert?
Yeah, you like this, Herbert. Is
No,
what you're
Herbert.
talking
Herbert
about.
has. Herbert's using his phone, but when he puts it on comments, I can see, and that's when
You're
I
talking about that,
when he doesn't
right there,
see
right?
it, I'll mention something that somebody
Right,
make
right
a
there, right?
comment, and I'll mention their comment.
Right, that's it right there, right? That's the one you're talking about.
Well, nobody made a comment yet, but I think it's
Yeah,
over
no,
to that.
AIM did.
I will right now.
AIM did. She said hello right here. Anyway, so I was thinking tonight, guys. You know what? No one ever talks about. No one ever talks about. I like to. Tonight I thought about this CPS, causing pain syndrome. I think that's a very relevant way to speak of them instead of child protective services, because all they do really is create pain. They create trauma. They create separation anxiety. I mean, the list of the things that they create over the list of things that they're helping you with. Okay, thank you. AIM stands for American Independent Movement. Awesome.
Yes.
Wow. All right, we got some real. This is great. Thank you so much for watching, AIM. That's so much. This is great that you're watching. Thank you. But the damages that CPS causes with what they do and how they enforce themselves in your families is just absolutely asinine, right? Like we talk about, what about the trauma when the children are removed, right? So you have PTSD, you have the parent separation anxieties, you have all of these things that they're causing, and that's okay. That's abuse, right? Like, this is abuse, what they're actually doing with them removing your children. Not to mention the parents and the grandparents and all of these different syndromes and these things and these analyses that they get from having to cope with what's been done. So how come that this isn't even used as an aspect in the courts? Why is it looked at as the bottom rung? Why is it at the bottom of the barrel when the physical and mental and effects of this go rancid on families when they're removed and they're ripped apart? And why is this not becoming a front runner of all of these arguments? I don't know if any of you have anything to add to this, but this is what I was thinking about tonight when I was talking to Melissa. Like, they're moving these kids around from foster home to foster home. All these kids are trying to do is find a way home. They've got no cure for this. The children have no remedy to get home. They're waiting on their parents, which we know is a falsity, because we all know CPS with a 12% return rate isn't going to let us have our kids back. So why is this not brought to the attention of the courts? Is it because they don't care? Obviously, we know that's true because they work with all of these other, these other entities involved in this. But that should be it. That should be enough right there to cry abuse and neglect on the states and say, you're doing wrong. We need our children back. Thoughts?
You think it would be enough, but that's the thing is all the places they're going to send you to, the counselors, the substance abuse places, they're all being, the only job they get is through the Department of Children and Families. And that was clear in our case, and our public defender made a point of that, at least, that how many other clients do you have besides DCF? They didn't have any other clients besides.
Right. Hey, Wendy says that they're getting ready to do a statewide overhaul on CPS. That'd be wonderful. You know what? Also, I wanted to go back to the American Independent Movement. Hey, what do you guys represent? What's your main focus? Do you guys involved with the Child Protective Services? What do we got going on with you guys?
I can speak for that because that is mine, and that's why
all
I
right,
got
cool.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is the
All
other
right. Now I feel
computer
like
I have up.
idiot.
So this is something me and Chris actually put together before he got arrested, and our idea was generally to start a podcast or live stream like you guys are doing, but we got too bad into a depression that every step of the way, everything we were trying was failing. You get your hopes up and think, oh yes, it's going in the right direction. There's some hope there, but then it all ends up, and it's almost like a downward spiral, or you're in a circle like for 8 years. 8
Right.
years is how long it's going on for.
Charles, from the legal standpoint, what do you see on this?
Frame the question again.
As far as using the emotional and mental struggles and potential outcomes of the mental strains and everything on the children, the parents, the families involved from the trauma and everything that's involved, why is that not a front-running issue with trying to get these kids back?
Well, okay. I mean, that's a difficult question, but it goes kind of to what I was saying with Cheryl last night. The stated purpose of CPS is to save children from abuse, and yet that's the framework that lawyers created, and anytime you see lawyers talking or read what they're writing, chances are they're lying. This is why I'm no longer a lawyer.
Hey, Charles, that falls into a bad joke I could say about my attorney, because he's an ordained minister.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, Melissa, can you send Whitney Thomas an invite for this? She's got something important to tell us. Can you send her a link for an invite?
Yeah.
Have her come in?
Yeah, I talked to Wendy earlier, so I'll send her.
All right.
Hey, what she was saying about a big investigation, there was some, Dallas just posted a new video today on it. He said something about there's some kind of big investigation going on a national level.
Let's see what Dallas had to say. Let's see what, that's what, I'm involved in that.
He had a red shirt on, and there was a lady with a funky looking hat that was, cut in with that.
All right, let's see here. Let's see if we can pull up his TikTok.
I do want to tell a little bit of a story that I think is relevant here. I had to take an Uber to get back home in time for the show, and I had a lady Uber driver that I've had several times before, and she asked me why I was going home right now, and I said it was because I had to be on a podcast. And she said, "Oh, what's it about?" And I said, it's called Abolish CPS. And okay, she's a normie. And so she asked me, why would anyone want to abolish Child Protective Services? And I mean, I think that we need to talk a little bit about how to explain to people who've never been touched by the system what is really going on. I'd like everybody who's involved tonight to give their 5-minute summary of, because I mean,
hey Darren, I just texted you Dallas's video.
Okay, cool.
And I just responded to her. It's because it doesn't meet the promise. It's very abusive. It's a cover for maximizing the power of the government and the courts and the wealth of the lawyers. And she was very doubtful. She said, "Who could oppose an organization that's dedicated to the protection of children?"
Yeah, and they have protection in their name. So
right, name only.
Misleading.
They're also known, Charles, as the Division of Family Services.
Division.
It's all in these names. It's all in these names, guys.
Like I said, I mean, if you think about Social Security and the Securities and Exchange Commission, all of these organizations that are created with the name security, that is a key indicator that it's a lie, that if you have to say something, it probably isn't true. The truth most commonly speaks for itself. And if you have to, put something up on a billboard, that's a campaign. It's propaganda. It's a sales pitch. And when the government is trying to sell itself, my favorite quote from Ronald Reagan, most terrifying phrase in the English language. We're from the government and we're here to help you.
We're here to help. Yep.
So, I mean, as far as the emotional injury goes, I guess, you know, the government's answer to that would be, people get upset about a lot of things. They get upset about drug laws. They get upset about traffic laws. They get upset about having to pay income tax or sales tax. We can't be responsible for the fact that people don't want to contribute, right?
Right.
People don't want to be part of society. You know, the whole concept of being antisocial because you value your freedom. You know, because you value your family autonomy. And the normies in society who've never experienced, you know, what we've all experienced, seen what we've all seen, they can't envision how you would want to oppose this very important organization called with its name Child Protective Services that only acts in the best interest of children as decided by appointed and elected judges.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, doesn't that just sound like the American dream when you phrase it that way?
Yeah, I mean, most people don't realize, but the best interest of the child is decided by the judge. It's not like there's a rule or standards. It's how the judge feels, and that's it. And people don't realize that. You know, it's like the judge is up there making their own decisions. So if that judge doesn't like you, best interest of the child isn't going your way.
Well, I mean,
that doesn't seem right at all.
Best interest of the child is such a vague statement. It's basically the equivalent of saying the judge will decide in favor of whoever is right.
You know, another word they used in my case quite a bit, where the judge would say she's going to leave it to the discretion of the department. So that meant you're not going to get what you want, because if it's at their discretion, say more visits, no, they're not going to give you anything extra at all.
Yeah, it's crazy. Hey, this is the video from Malibu, Dallas today. Let's see what he has to say, guys. He's a good friend of mine and Melissa's. Me and him are partnered up in a couple of things. If you guys don't know him, he's a really awesome dude. But let's see what he had to say today. Share this tab instead. All right. There we go.
You guys with Child Protective Services definitely
Doesn't want you to know. Okay, nice frozen video. So, come on.
Now, whose video is this?
This is Malibu,
I
Dallas.
want you to know. You know, if you're dealing with CPS and you are watching this video, I truly pray to God you're taking notes. Because the shit is literally about to hit the fan. I've been telling you from the very beginning of 2024 that a lot of major things are going to happen. And when I say major, I mean, I don't think you're going to be able to comprehend what's about to happen to CPS on a national level. You're definitely going to want to share, comment, and like this video. Because we are literally talking about a nationwide CPS investigation at the highest level. The investigation is being done at a level that I literally cannot even tell you right now. That's how big it is. You guys, if you have a CPS case and inside of your case, you are dealing with multiple state jurisdiction issues. If your case anywhere inside of it says interstate compact, you are definitely going to want to email me. And when I say email me, I mean go to this email address right here and send me the details of your case. Because as of right now, when you send me your case is going to be forwarded to the investigation team and it will be reviewed and on a national level. And this is going to get crazy. You guys, CPS is the biggest child trafficking organization in the world. We all know that by now. And I truly wish that I could tell you how big of an investigation this truly is, but I can't. All I can tell you is you got to trust me. Go to that email address, send me your file, and you are going to be shocked on what happens. You guys, blow this video up. Make sure everybody sees it who's dealing with CPS, because the more cases we get involving interstate compact and multiple state jurisdiction issues, the better. Again, guys, the email address is right here. And when you send me an email, I want you to give me this caption inside the subject line, so I know that you are sending me your case to be reviewed. You guys, this is going to be fantastic. Never let a CPS agent in your home without a warrant.
All right.
Anyways, I can't see that email. Maybe if you guys could post it on the comments or something.
Oh shoot, it was small. I didn't. Yeah, let me
It was so small. The thing is that because I get it may be too late for me, but yeah, we were involved with Interstate Compact because they were trying
Send it.
to
Listen to me. Send it, Brenda. Like, I know what's going on here with this. So I can't speak about it either, but send it. So let me get you that address.
Okay.
I'm telling you, be sure you send it.
Okay.
Let me see here. Let me get that video. She sent me that.
Yeah, this is what I was going to say. Is our interstate was between Florida and Louisiana.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Here, I'm going to get back to here. We got Wendy coming in too, that she's going to be talking about some things. She looks excited there. She says, "We did it, guys." Wendy, we're waiting for you. We are waiting for you. So maybe she'll let a little bit of the cat out the bag, but I've been sworn to secrecy. But back on what we were talking about, don't you feel like, and I'll get that email address. I'll make sure I put it up there. Don't you feel though that there's such a bad play on the emotional status of the kids and the parents and everybody involved? Like, don't you think that this isn't made enough of? And Charles, yes, again, we can switch this topic too, and let's talk for a minute about what you're talking about, what CPS isn't and what they aren't, and what does abolishing CPS mean, right? Like, it's hard to explain to someone when they don't know, because you only have 45 seconds, man, before someone turns their head when you're talking about CPS to them. I used to be one of those people. If you told me your kids got taken by CPS, I immediately was turning away. Thank you. Have a nice day. You didn't even get that much time out of your mouth, because I figured that you must have just been a terrible person. That persona that goes with it, the status that goes with it. It's an awful thing. This is the one thing that I keep trying to say we need to change, because once we can start changing this, then it can be an openly discussed topic. But until you make it not, like swearing at dinner table, it's not going to be discussed, so this is one of the things that we have to change to make this thing move forward. Because immediately, like you said, when you say Child Protective Services, everybody's going, oh, they're a great thing. They're saving the kids. And absolutely, it's a freaking lie. And that's the farthest thing from the truth. So how do you change things and get someone in the first 45 seconds of your conversation to be able to have it with them?
You wanted Wendy on. She's texting. She can't. We can't hear her or something. I don't know what's going on there, but I'll just say that emotional manipulation is one of the most powerful tools in government, in law, and in society generally. Force is nothing because force is expensive. Emotional manipulation and emotional terrorism is much easier. I hate to say this, but the history of the way religion has been used to assist to assist government, or the destruction of religion in modern times, that is all about psyops, psychological manipulation.
MK Ultra.
Well, that's just an extreme example. I know at least one poor lady in Chicago who was a victim of MK Ultra, and it destroyed her mind very literally. But all of us, the whole thing about television and the trigger effect that you're talking about of oh, my kid's been taken by CPS. Oh, you must be a monster. You must be a pedophile. You must be despicable. You know, do you burn your kids' hands or something? I mean, that's the presumption.
Right. Oh, I think we got Wendy here. Wendy, are you there?
Well, you know, as she's trying to get in, I just want to say I
Can
spent
you
over an
guys hear
hour
me?
today.
I
Yes.
hear you, Wendy.
Oh, good. Okay, sorry. Go ahead, sweetie. I'm sorry.
No, I was just filling in time before you got here. So you're here. Let's go. Yes.
Oh,
What
yes.
do you got,
You
Wendy?
guys, we are, all you guys ought to pat yourselves on the back. Everybody ought to be so excited. What that guy is saying is true.
Oh,
That
shit,
lady in the
Herbert, we got
funny hat
feedback.
was Kim's sister. I got it sent to me today. I got word from my New York contact. You guys know who my New York contact is. The reason why they popped Diddy, they have to get out all of the evidence from the politicians. You got congressmen, you got senators, you got mayors, you got, you know, FBI agents, you got every form of government. Diddy is a CIA informant. This is why they let him do this through the United States. They have to go in there, they have to take all the evidence out that they have of all these politicians and everybody that's important, that can be, you know, that their reputation can be tarnished. They're taking all that out. Once they get all that out, and once they get all that situated, then they're gonna start nailing CPS, and they're gonna start nailing the courts. You guys, this is a breakthrough. We ought to be excited. They just busted Oprah Winfrey 3 days ago. They went in, they raided her house. She is in cahoots with Diddy. They just took out Kim Kardashian. They just took out Kris Jenner. They were ahead of the sex trafficking with Diddy too. Now, get this, Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah, she's like,
You know, listen to me. You guys know how when your kid goes on the bike and they go to the store and then they come up missing? That's what she does. She kidnaps the children off the streets. And when they can get them from their parents, get them away from the parents.
Wow.
They took
Yeah,
out
I know that her place
Jay-Z.
is full of, yeah, she's full of satanic pictures in her houses and stuff. She's got all kinds of bad things going on with her.
You guys don't understand how much of a breakthrough. We need to get the cases to this guy. We need this to go viral. And I'm telling you right now, Darren, we've already got this shared on Getter and Trump's site, Truth Social. This was also put on my main Facebook and in all my groups. You guys got to share this. Please share on it. We need to get this out to everybody so then we can get all these families involved. You heard what he said. If we're plenty, we're mighty. I am so excited about this. All this hard work that we have been doing for a year and a half, and this is the breakthrough. I got 480 people just from Barbara Stone and 86,000 by word of mouth. We need more people. We need everybody involved. Everybody involved. You guys, you need to get on the writ. The writ is what is doing this. The writ that we have through Barbara Stone. This is what's doing this, because we're bombarding the DOJ.
I'm already on with Barbara Stone. I already have my name.
We got to keep getting everybody on this writ.
Okay.
Yes, this is what Barbara did. This is what Barbara did for us.
Oh, excellent.
What you're talking about, a writ? What kind of writ?
It's a federal. I can send you a copy of it. It's a federal charges against the federal government under color of law for violating our constitutional rights and violating our children's rights, because they know Children's Services was doing this. They didn't do anything about it. And I also want to tell everybody, we got compensation coming with this lawsuit. We sued for $5 trillion. Now, I don't know how much compensation we're going to end up getting, but we are actually getting compensation on top of the release of our children.
Amen. This is great news. This is great.
So you have to be signed up with her writ for that, right? And how do people do that?
Contact Barbara Stone, right?
Yeah, contact Barbara Stone. She's on Facebook.
Facebook.
Or contact
Contact
me.
Messenger.
Yeah, or contact me. I've got her personal
Yep, I
email
got her
address
email
for
too.
this. Yeah, I've got everything for her. I work with her. I am on her paperwork. I do work directly with her. I've been having meetings and everything with her this past week. We're real excited about this. Real excited.
I was wondering, do you also know Peggy Dupree at all?
I got so many people on my Facebook. I've
But
got a
she
lot of
was talking
families.
about that it's coming up that there's going to be interviews with media. She said there's going to be a
We have
documentary with these
right.
people's stories, but they were
The
just working
problem
on Florida with that one.
Right, but the problem that we're having is the news media never took the story before. We're hoping now that the stuff has broke with Diddy and Ellen DeGeneres and everything. I have a list of all the news media, the national news media, in my email. If you guys want a copy of all that media that we need to hit, you can contact me and I will give it to you.
Send
My
it, Wendy,
email,
send it.
yeah, well, it's W. Here, get a pen and everybody, get ready. I'll give
I
it
got
to
it.
you. It's WENDIESUE 49, Wendy Sue 49 at iCloud.com. I can send you a copy of all the news media stations that we need to
Wait
hit.
a minute, at what.com? I'm sorry.
At iCloud.
At
iCloud?
iCloud.com. Yes, at iCloud.com. Yeah.
And I put it right here at the bottom of the
Okay.
website of the thing too, for you guys to contact this Wendy's email address right there. I mean, this would be great things, but what's the time frame like this looking like, Wendy? What is it? What do people
Well,
think about the time?
from what my New York contact said, Darren, do you know who I'm talking about?
Yep. Sure do.
Okay.
Yep.
3 to 6 months, because they have to clean all of the corruption out that'll affect the people, the important people. 3 to 6 months.
3 to 6 months. So they're saying that they want to move all the big heads' names. So this has been my argument about this, is that it's this whole thing with the P. Diddy stuff. This was taking the wax off of the politicians and everything, because now they're going towards Hollywood and saying, look, but it's not Hollywood that's done this. These politicians and all of this have
But
brought
they're going to
this to
take
Hollywood.
everybody. They're going to take everybody down in Hollywood that's involved in it, because they have to blame it on somebody, and they're not going to blame it on themselves. I've been telling everybody for months, when we started to see people go down for sex trafficking here and there, it's only going to be a matter of time. And what's going to happen is he's going to take all them people out in Hollywood, and then they're going to start putting pressure on the little people.
That's why
I've been telling,
Jim Carrey got out, because he knew something was going on.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I've been telling you guys, this is how it's going to go down. I don't know if Darren's ever heard me say this. I know Melissa's heard me say it. A lot of people, I knew that this was going to go down like this. I knew this is how 3 to 6 months, babies, we'll have our babies back. 3 to 6 months. So we need to get our cases to this guy, and we need to get that guy's message out there, and get everybody involved.
That's what I need. I definitely could do that, because I got a lot of people on looking at my posts on TikTok and stuff. So
yeah,
I'm getting a lot of views on that. So yeah, definitely. If somebody could just send me that'd be great. His video. I put my email up there on the comments. If somebody would email me that.
Yeah, and you need to, and make sure you guys get involved with Barbara.
I am so glad I did, and yeah, and our name is in there. Yeah, that's great. You're doing a great job. I never really had anybody more dedicated than her.
We all did a great job. Yeah.
We
all did a great job.
When they were raiding all the mansions of P. Diddy, the one in Miami. That's what I was saying. That's what's going on with
you guys do know why they haven't put him in jail, right? He's a
He must be working.
CIA.
Yeah, that's what I
He's a
heard.
CIA informative. I know that for a fact from my New York contact. He is a CIA informant. That's why he videotaped everything. He knew he had to have something to cover his ass. He's not stupid. He knows how to go. The only thing that kept him alive was them videotapes. That's the only thing keeping him alive.
Oh, because he had the evidence. I got you. Watch this. This is pretty crazy. This is Cat Williams on the Shay Shay Show. Check this out.
Harbor any resentment to any of these entities.
Oh, come on. Why do we want to do this right now? You know, everything works fine, and then it doesn't. This is the government doing this. I swear to God. Every time you got something important to say.
Yeah, Alex, yeah.
Come on.
We won't be able to put nobody in prison, but we'll be able to get our kids back. And I think that's
Harbor
all.
any
That's what
resentment
everybody
to
wants,
any
right?
of these entities.
And then they can be arrested later. They can,
Yeah, you can go after them civilly. That's why they're giving us compensation, so we can go after people civilly, I think.
Yeah.
Now, how is it that people are going to go about getting their kids returned in that way? Like you're saying, everybody.
Because they're going to do a state. I got to put this down for a minute, guys. They got to do a state. They're going to do a
Any
state.
resentment to any
Statewide
of
audit.
these entities because I can't be jealous. I've never seen them have anything that I ever wanted. If you sign up for their program, you get a light-skinned, weird-faced wife that never do an interview. Listen, in 20 years, won't do an interview. Nobody's ever talked to her, and that she's never been interviewed anywhere. And now, understand, I'm not talking about one person. What I just told you applies to 7 people. How they all end up with that. That's part of what you get. I came in this business saying I was going to expose. When I talked about Michael Jackson, when I talked about R. Kelly, they canceled me for these things because why would you talk about another black dude? Race is not where the line is drawn. It's God's side and the other side.
There you go.
And we don't care nothing about the other side. Period. All of these big dick deviants is all catching hell in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you Diddy or whoever you is. TG Jakes, any of them. All lies will be exposed. That's all. And anyone who takes that the wrong way, know why they take it the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
The truth is the light.
And they have the normal beat.
Amen.
Gee.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of get on there.
Right.
They're going to end up killing him.
Really kind of know where to go. Let me one more time.
That's all over everything.
We good now?
Because the people
That's why
want
they're trying to lock everyone up. All the parents are trying to lock up the parents before this happens.
Mm-hmm. The Cat Williams is great, man. He's. Oh man, wait.
He did what Kid Rock did. He got in long enough to be able to establish himself, and then he got out. Is what he did.
Right. Well, I mean, his stories. He talks about how it was $50 million to be on P. Diddy's side, and if he was on P. Diddy's side, then he talks about all the things. He said he was offered it 4 times, and that was involving the child trafficking and all of that stuff. And don't forget, guys, if you're watching us, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification. Please do that because we're trying to spread this word, and we have a lot of important information for people today. So make sure you guys let everybody know about this, please. It's a good day for us, that all of us that have been fighting CPS for so long. And, it's been a thankless and it's such an irritating fight because there's no winning. There's never any little wins here or there. None or all, I guess, and I'm fine with that. Like, I'll take it all. But it's been a long time, of struggling every day, where you get up and you come out. And, they're still gonna have to continue this fight because this isn't gonna just go away. But there's still gonna be a lot of other things. But hearing all of this, Charles, what's your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I don't know anything about what Wendy's doing, so I sent her an email requesting a copy of this writ she's talking about.
Hey, I could send it to you. I've got it.
Yeah, anybody that's with Barbara Stone has it.
Okay, well, send it to me so I can sort of figure it out, because it doesn't sound.
Absolutely.
It sounds very extraordinary.
It is.
So why is it just multi-jurisdictional situations? Is that the only thing, or is that one of the major plays in it?
What do you mean?
Well, if you don't have a multi-jurisdictional case, don't get your hopes up, I guess is what I'm getting at.
No, they're not gonna. It's not just multi-jurisdictional. He's probably letting them all. He's probably got people that are multi-jurisdictional. There is a lot of people that are on the writ that have cases in multi-states and in multi-counties. It's going to be with everybody. It's not going to be just with, because I mean, half of us have the writ. We're, we got it. We got it. It's everybody. It's not just certain kinds of cases. It's all the cases.
Is there a time period that it goes back
Well,
to?
and Wendy.
Well, the reason why
we've been trying to invite Barbara on to actually talk to her about the writ, but she don't respond to anyone.
She doesn't. I've been trying to get her on too. It's just you have to understand. Even what I do, there is so many horrible things that people say about us that I think that's part of where the problem is, or it's more of a personal thing. I don't know. She kind of works behind the scenes, and you also guys got to realize the government has messed with her. They've tried to hurt her.
They've tried to hurt many of us.
Absolutely. It's just like Nancy Schaefer. I mean, she's got to be careful.
Right. You got to respect her. That's why she has us do all the work. She knows all the laws. She throws the paperwork in there, and then she leaves it up to us to recruit people to get the work done. The only reason why Connie isn't messed with is Connie's part of it.
Thank you.
That's why, and I know, Darren, you're a friend of Connie. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be trying to outdo anybody, but I'm letting you. I mean, her signature is on the last overhaul of the Children's Services. I mean, what's that tell you? She's more of getting people to know who she is and her stardom. She's not doing anything for these families. Barbara, on a side basis, helps people with their cases for free.
Mm-hmm. Right.
She helps individual people for free.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
No, I've
Connie, don't do that.
Well, I don't want to turn this into a comparison of Connie to Barbara, because they both do good things for.
They do, yes, they do, but she's just, Barbara is more of what we need. Connie is more of it, that she wants to let people know what's going on, which I get. But Barb is more like, here, we know it's a problem. I can do this for you. Let's get it done.
Connie is moving her career more into politics.
Yes.
I mean, she can't practice law.
Yes.
And here's the thing: for every Barbara, you need a Connie, because without Connie, there's no one to continue the fight.
Correct, because she's more vocal. Like I said, she does more of the getting to know everything and letting people know what's going on with us families. I get that. And that's why I said, that's why Barbara is more of, here, I can help you do it. Connie's more of awareness, getting it out there.
I was going to say that Barbara is more on a national level, when Connie seems to be more about Tennessee. What's going on with Tennessee?
No, Connie's about national. Connie has partnered up with the congressional member from this state, from the state of Alabama, and they've been out parading around Washington.
Yeah, she was just
and she also did that jot form.
Right.
I think Connie and Barbara
the thing is, well, yeah, and that was some of what we had all said, that they'd make a hell of a team.
Right.
Yeah,
that's what we've been trying to do here, is get them together. So we can, I know that they've tried before, but if we could rebuild that and rejoin this, that's kind of what we've been thinking. We get them on there and, do like a Barbara Thursday and a Connie Friday. It's usually we have Connie Fridays here.
Right. I'll talk to her. I'm going to talk to her Sunday. I'll talk to her and see what she says.
All right, so we still got the feedback. Son of a bitch, Herbert. We got to figure that out, Herbert, for you, because there's getting the feedback in there again. I don't understand why, but it does. Yeah, no, that would be really awesome to get those two, because that's what like what we need. We don't have any celebrities that are coming out and being the walk. I've tried multiple different people throughout my tenure in this stuff to try to get some celebrities to come out, and makes what Cat Williams says a lot makes sense. Like they're paid for already. These celebrities aren't going to come out and say anything about this because they're either paid for or they have bribery stuff on them already. Because they've gone into a bedroom or done something bad, so they have all of this. So they're not going to. So we need to make our own superheroes out of this movement, and a Connie Barber duo could be a great superhero system, and it could be a good ticket for them to run on some sort of a political platform together too. Who knows what would lead of it.
Well, see what Connie wants to do is once she gets all this situated with us, she wants to be able to put trained advocates into a courtroom setting to where when there's children's services cases that we're right there with them. That's
Right.
what she wants to do too. I also talked to her about these sex trafficking advertisements that they have if you've been trafficked through through CPS. I told her we ought to get with them people too, so then we can kind of all go in as a whole. You know what I mean?
Pack it up, like I keep saying. That's what my thing says on my website and everything. Pack it up like a wolf pack. We all go in there, a bunch of us together. We'll look massive. There's millions of us that have been affected
Yep.
by CPS. So there's millions of us that should be out there and just showing our, like if you could just see the massive numbers on a list would be it.
Right.
It would be incredible to see a list of over 1 million signatures and then some to say, look at the force that we are. And what this is
Well,
even a
I
sense
mean
of what we could do.
that's what National Action Network's already doing. They're
Right.
going to court in numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's how they got the last family reunited. 40 of them showed up at court, and the kids came home because judge didn't want to deal with that kind of bad politics.
I've been saying that stuff for a long time. Like, strength in numbers. Go to court. Go there with your own grand jury, for God's sakes. They try to say,
Yeah.
oh, we got to do this.
Yeah, there you
Here's
go.
the grand jury.
Yeah,
It's with you right now.
exactly.
So, people need to. Charles, do you know what the rules are on a grand jury?
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about Terry Trussell the other night, and this is not. I found the writ on Facebook, on Barbara Stone's Facebook page.
Oh, she's got it on her Facebook page?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she does. And so I found it there, but what she published on her Facebook page is not actually filed in court.
No, the one that I have is filed in court. It's got to have the case number on top of it. That's the one I have.
All right. Okay. Well, then
I'll do it tonight, Charles. After we get off
Wendy,
this.
I have the one that. Listen, I have the one that's got emailed out to everyone, and it's the same one she's got listed on her page. That's not a filed court document. That's something drafted to be filed.
No, it was. I have the one that was filed.
Okay. Well, where was it?
No,
filed?
Texas Supreme Court.
It has never been time stamped.
I don't know how you would file this with the Texas Supreme Court. It doesn't even say what kind of writ it is. And
Okay, I got that.
It's addressed to the Supreme Court of the United States, by the way, not to the Supreme Court.
Then she didn't want to put the case number on her website. I got the one with the case number and everything on it. I can send all that to you.
I mean, I'd be interested to see it. But anyhow, but what I'm looking at right now is addressed to Roberts, Kagan, Sotomayor, Thomas, Alito, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, Barrett, and Jackson. And it says that they are private corporate shareholders masquerading as public servants as the Supreme Court justices. and their clerk, Scott S. Harris, Supreme Judicial Imposters, on March 1 by hand delivery. And I'm afraid that that's probably not going to go anywhere. I hate to make predictions, but I don't think that that's going to be recognized as part of Supreme Court jurisdiction.
Yeah, I have the one that was presented into court. I have that one.
Well, is it different? I mean,
No,
does
it's
it?
not. It's the same one. The one that's on her Facebook is the same thing that they've argued is filed with the court. It opens with the header of "We the People."
Okay, well, that does not comply with the rules of the Supreme Court. So.
See, Wendy, Charles was a Texas attorney who played in the Supreme Court quite a bit.
I've been to the Supreme Court of the United States several times, and I most recently during the election of 2020, and it's a rough game, and they've got all sorts of very, very bad rules, especially against people filing on their own behalf. But you've got to follow. I mean, this is the sad truth. The rules of court are not fair. The rules of court are not just. They're not designed to be fair or to promote justice. But if you want to be heard at all, you've got to follow them. If you want to have any chance of approaching the Supreme Court of the United States, you've got to read their rule book, and it's one line, and they follow it pretty strictly, and you've got to frame. There is such a thing as filing for a writ of original jurisdiction of the Supreme Court, but on the whole, your name has to be state of in order to invoke that original jurisdiction. And none of us are states or state governors or attorney generals or foreign ambassadors or foreign countries. And so it's very difficult. And I understand why people want to do this sort of thing. And but this is part of the right position, and it's certainly dramatic, but I really don't feel very optimistic that the Supreme Court.
What is your email?
Ooh.
I'm in my mail right now.
What's going on here? Yeah.
I put my email up on the private chat, by the way, if Wendy wanted to see it.
I don't see it on the chat, Charles.
Okay, I'll do it again because you don't see it on the private chat.
Well, I didn't know if it was private. No, it's public. I don't have no private chat.
Okay, it's on the bottom left side of my screen. You see it now?
That's not mine.
I copied it. I mean, it's kind of long. I don't know how to enter anything on the full screen chat. I don't know how to do that.
What are you guys using? It's so easy. All you gotta do is put it up on a bigger screen or your laptop, and it's easy to see.
Right, we can only make it so big. This little, see, we got these little tiny phones, and then we have big screens, and I can't make everything happen on the little tiny.
You can't be full screen on the thing on their chat or whatever. You can't be full screen. You gotta take it into the small screen so that you can see the chat on the side. Are you in the smaller screen?
You asking me?
Reduce this podcast, and then you can see the chat on the side.
I see the chat on the side, but I don't know how to enter it.
Put your darn mouse on there. Charles, What? Wait a second now.
Hey, if you guys want to support this stream too, they got a QR code right here. If you guys want to help us with this, because this stuff isn't.
I'm hitting one. Messages from audience will display here, but I can't figure. I can't.
No, it's not that. It's not that. That's in the wrong one because I was in that too. And I was like, what is that? You gotta reduce your screen. Don't have it full screen. You got it. You got it. You press that little thing in the corner, right corner, and make it smaller screen. And then you got your chat right there. I'm
afraid I have no idea what you're talking about.
Charles.
I got case, you guys, I got case number 22-0914, Supreme Court of Texas.
Wendy, you got something going on with your audio, hon. I don't know what's going on there. You're crackling and sniffling.
They cut me out the other day.
Let's try that. What do you got going on there?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, your audio
Yeah,
is
but
really...
it's like weird. You're like a robot.
You're a robot with a
AI.
crackle.
I got it from Melissa, but that's the same thing I see on Facebook. Let's see. Here's something else. Okay, for direct and immediately. That's cover sheet. Yeah, I mean, okay, this is much longer, but it's still not. It's not something the Supreme Court is going to adopt.
Can someone send this to me so I can put this up so everybody can see what we're talking about?
Okay, Melissa, I'll send it to. Is it okay if I send it to Darren? Darren, why? Okay. I'm forwarding what Missy Hall sent to me.
Okay.
And then the original email from Barbara Stone was actually on my birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Who's that?
It was Charles' birthday once before.
No, on Barbara Stone, the date of Barbara Stone's email was April 10th. That's last week.
Oh. Well, happy belated birthday. Thanks for keeping us
happy
secret.
birthday. We would have sang you a song or something.
That was the night I was absent last week.
Oh, no kidding. But that you never said it was for your birthday.
Well,
now we know.
When you get to be over 50, we don't celebrate birthdays.
Oh, you need to start doing it in levels. You're not that age. You're at level 50. It sounds much more, much more put together.
We're halfway home.
I'm only at level 45, so I don't have the experiences. You level 50ers.
Oh, I'm level 59 coming up in
Oh,
July.
smokes.
Yeah.
That's experience points right there.
Since you know how to on the right-hand column, you can just post my email. It's not that big a secret. Go ahead and post it. I don't know. I can't figure out how to use that.
I will do it. Gosh darn it! I swear to God, I'm going to strangle you when I see you.
So it says right here, it says, these documents that have been served on U.S. Supremes are attached for those who are new to the group. They include all claimants prior to March 28th. PI continued to post hashtag We the People order on social media to bring others on board. So it says these documents have been served on U.S. Supremes.
Yeah, but it's not in a format that will be accepted. It will not be docketed as a case. And I say that without any doubt or hesitation. It will not be docketed.
Well, I mean, you guys said my writ wasn't good and Maine abolished it, but they accepted it. So, I mean, the law does weird things, I guess.
She's been doing this for. I mean, she already put a writ in before. I remember, what was it, 22? I'm not sure, but I was part of that as well. So it's like almost like a redo. So, yeah, I remember I had my stuff notarized and everything, and to be part of it. I think that was 22, 21 or 22. I mean, the year.
There's interesting music in the background. Whose is that?
That's always in the background. I always have that.
Never noticed it.
Huh. We're not usually this quiet.
Yeah.
Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yeah, there
Yes.
you are, Herbert. Do we have an
Okay, I didn't see me. That's why I don't know if you can hear me. I still want to know the writ of what? Is it the writ of mundanus? The writ of
It
what?
is not a writ. It is not a writ according to any rule or law. It's a
No, what
Okay.
is a writ? What is the writ accordingly, Charles? Explain what a writ is.
well, a writ is a request for a simple relief. For one thing, this is a very complex statement, and it's a writ is typically for a specific remedy. Habeas corpus. Habeas corpus is the most famous writ.
Oh.
It's called the Great Writ, as a matter of fact,
Oh.
and it basically says you're holding someone illegal. You're holding someone bodily in bodily restraint without legal justification. A writ of mandamus is specifically something like you allowed discovery that should not have been allowed, or you have forbidden discovery that should be allowed. It's something very very narrow like that. Sometimes you'll get a writ of prohibition where this court, the court is acting in excessive jurisdiction. It is prohibited. The lower court is prohibited from proceeding. Or sometimes it may be in an environmental law. You'll have something like this dam places endangered species at risk. They will enter a prohibition against constructing a dam, something like that. But a writ is a request for a very narrow, specific form of relief, and the specific form of relief, is dependent. I mean, in the way written law has been reformed in modern times is that all the old common law writs have been abolished, and basically what you have are supervisory writs where a higher court can intervene on a specific issue and forbid or allow or command a court to do something that's not doing what it is.
Okay, so when someone says they have a writ, they should say a writ of what? Don't just say a writ. Am I correct?
They should, but I mean, I'm just saying we're looking at this document, and what this document that Ms. Stone has prepared as on her website is it's a petition. I can read it. It's whereas an emergency notice, bill of claims, and writ was directly served on the justices of the United States. Whereas the writ sets for and commands remedy for the atrocious crimes under international laws and high crimes perpetrated in the child sale and genocide by Guardian Crime Syndicate of supreme judicial imposters in conspiracy and cover-up with their fellow corporate shareholders, masquerading as the public servants who falsely portray themselves as legislative, executive, judicial, and other government employees, government imposters, whereas the writ was served by claimants, living men and women throughout the country, some of whom are shown in the claimant list, who are subjected to atrocity and high crimes by respondents, supreme judicial imposters, and their fellow governmental imposters, whereas the government imposters running our country have secretly implemented fraudulent codes they falsely portray as laws. I mean, okay, I'm so sorry, but in my opinion, this is a semi-mythological document because it's not even precise enough to be called a petition for redress of grievances. This is a scream, basically, if you know Edward Minch's painting the stream, this is a stream. It's saying, "We are angry. We are
We're
frustrated."
demanding justice. It's pretty much demanding, and she will refer to some of them as Nazis. But I gotta give it to her. She's getting it all in there. And she also for the guardianship for the elderly too. I mean, there's a lot of that horrible stuff going on.
Answer to Herbert's question, in my opinion, this is not really a writ.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know. If it was a writ or not.
It is a protest. It is a protest.
Okay.
And Charles, I put
That's
your
the difference.
I put your email on the chat. Thank you for having such a difficult email to into the chat.
I don't see where you put it.
And your email can't be any harder to type in.
Okay, Charles, thank you. So it's a protest, not a writ.
It is a protest. It is a. I would hate to say it, but it's a slightly inarticulate protest.
Okay.
It is a cri de coeur. It is a cry from the heart.
Gotcha. It's a cry for attention.
Cri de coeur is the French phrase, the French expression. You know, basically, it's like getting up and saying, "Liberté, égalité, fraternité." The French do this all very well.
Thanks, Charles, for drowning our hopes.
Right. Nothing like this.
No, I wanted the definition. I wanted to.
Debbie Downer
I
over
just
here.
wanted to know what the writ of what. I started it by saying the writ of what.
Wendy,
I wanted to know. Everybody was saying she filed a writ. She filed a writ, and I'm like, what writ did she file?
it's what I mean. She's posting a number here, ASC 220914 Supreme, and I don't know. I guess I could go to the Supreme Court website and see if there's a docket number from 22 with that number in it. Docket.
Oh, you're saying it was from 22?
Huh?
You saying it was from 2022?
Well, in the private chat, she has posted. Apparently, we can't hear her. She says we can't hear her, but she in the private chat she posted a number, and I'm going to look it up right now. 22A. It's ASC. I don't know what ASC means, but I will look it up and see if I can find this, because the Supreme Court docket is public and anybody can access it.
I thought of her writ as more of a like a sovereign law attempt at a protest.
It's a protest. It is exactly a protest.
But it doesn't mean that even though filed improperly that people haven't paid attention. Because if you remember about 4 months ago, back around Christmas, Connie was gathering names for legislation to look at investigating CPS. Well, National Action Network was gathering names for that, and so was Dallas. So I do think something's going to happen. But I do not necessarily directly think that it will come from Barbara. I think it will come from so many crying out.
Right.
Yeah, that one that Connie did, the dot form, that went to Senator Issoff. And I called Senator Issoff's office as well and asked him, do you need anything else? Because this is what, this Connie Rigoli did. And do you need anything else? And they took my statement over the phone, but they didn't ask for anything more. So that was Senator Issoff's office.
Yeah, that was not just done at one senator's office. It was done nationwide. They accepted something like 15 to 25 cases from each state to do a nationwide look at a pattern. And this all comes from an investigation that started in West Virginia when they deemed the group of ombudsmen to be in line with the department, because when you have the government funded charities or advocacies that are supposed to be protecting our rights, fighting in line with the department against parents, you have now, you have the police fighting against parents, you have the department fighting against parents, and you have the federally funded advocates who are supposed to be in our defense fighting against parents. So when you have that many people against you, there's a really big argument about the separation of power being breached in a way that can't stand. And this falls back to some of mine and Charles's arguments, because, we were discussing how to get around judicial immunity. Well, you really can't get around judicial immunity, so go after the laws that gives him his authority and his immunity.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's, by the way, I just want you to know, I searched that case number that Wendy gave us. I searched it in the Supreme Court. Again, I only know how to post to the private chat. Brenda, can you read the private chat? And then translate it to the other people?
Well, I don't see I don't see no private chat. I don't know what that is. I just got the public chat up.
This is so upsetting because you can't see the private chat, and I can't see the public chat. Darren,
private chat straight, yeah. It says
this weekend I'm gonna show Charles how to do this. I'm gonna have the camera in front of there, and I'm gonna show you just what to do.
Darren, do you see in the private chat where I posted the searches that I did for?
Yep, I see right here. I'm gonna put it on the main. I'm gonna put it on the main tab. I'm gonna put it on the main one.
Yeah. Please.
Charles, are you talking about the link you put in the chat?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, I see that.
You see that?
I see that perfectly. What I did was I pushed the little icon that has a lock on it, and when I pushed that, all the chats came up.
Anyhow, so I mean that case does not match. There is a case number 914 in 22 in the Supreme Court of Texas, and it's involving Netflix. And who knows what it's about, but it's not about CPS. There is simply no case by that number in the Supreme Court docket at all. So I mean, these are none of this is mysterious stuff. It's easy to access and verify when people say they filed something in a state or federal Supreme Court. This is not secret or anything like that. It's not. This is not off Westlaw. This is not off Pacer. This is not something limited by subscription. Anybody can sign into both of these websites.
Mm-hmm. Well, guys, this was an interesting evening for sure. I didn't know it was going to lead this way, but let's do our last words, Charles.
Well, where's Connie? What happened to her? I thought this was Connie.
Connie had tonight. She had she had an engagement that was supposed to be at 6, and they moved it on her to 8, so she was not able to make it with us tonight. But she will be with us next Friday.
Anyhow,
so,
I still never got anybody to tell me, what do I tell normies about what CPS is and how and why they should be suspicious. What's the 5-minute summary?
You tell them what CPS is not.
Well,
and I'll bet you it's a lot easier.
Yeah, it's not about child protection.
Right, exactly. They are not about child protection. They're about Title IV funding. They're about stealing children for money. They're about kids for cash. They are about removing the father from the family. They're about breaking families apart. And these are all scientifically and evidentiary proven statistics.
Yeah, there you go. Statistics.
12% reunification rate. That isn't a good number for a place that's supposed to be their lead role as a reunifier.
Well, remember, CPS does most of the separation. So why would anyone believe that it's about reunification. That's
Right.
absurd.
Exactly.
It's not
It
about,
makes no sense.
I must say that it's not about reunification when you're subject to go to a facility, which in our case it was the Village Counseling Center, and come to find out their main focus in Gainesville, Florida, is adoption. So they sent us all to different counselors separating the families, and their main focus is adoption, and we were trying to
Yeah.
get reunified.
That's disgusting. It's absolutely. So with that being said, Charles, you want to try to practice on your 5 minute for your last words? You want to try to practice what CPS is or is not? You want to try a little run?
Can you guys finally hear me?
Yes,
We hear you. There you are.
Yeah.
Wendy. You're back. You sound good.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I
Did you
yield to
just?
Wendy.
So, are you trying to say that the writ wasn't filed and the writ isn't? There's no writ. Is that what you're trying to say?
The case number you gave me does not show up either in the U.S. Supreme Court or the Texas Supreme Court. Well, actually, the case number shows up, but it's this case about Netflix Worldwide.
That's the one.
That is the one?
That's the one.
Okay, what?
It's about Netflix?
They're all
Yes.
involved in this.
And I'm very confused because I don't see what that would have to do with. I didn't see Netflix in anything that it was reading about this by We the People.
I can't hear you. Somebody's doing something, and I can't hear you.
I mean, you're saying that the writ you referred to was about Netflix?
No. The writ I am referring to is from Netflix Corporation. They are a nonprofit organization for that's why they have all the new videos of child trafficking and human trafficking on their app. This is what they do. This is her. This is what she does.
Okay, I'm
So what is the writ that was filed then, Barbara?
I tried to copy and paste it on the private chat, and for some reason it won't let me.
No, I'm asking you, what's the writ? Writ of mundaneness?
It's
The writ of something else? The writ of
it's
what?
for trafficking, torturing, and kidnapping our children.
Okay, but what's it called? Writ of what? Writ of what? There's a name behind writ. So it's a writ.
Wendy said that it was the one that says, "We the people, writ served on the supreme imposters." You told me that that's what you're.
If it's from the Netflix Corporation, that's the one.
Okay, but I don't see anything about in the thing on Barbara Stone's web page, Facebook page. I don't see anything about Netflix here. I don't see the word Netflix anywhere.
No, she doesn't have it advertised on her Facebook. She would be stupid to.
Okay, I just don't know what's going on, so I shouldn't try to comment at all. I can't follow any of this.
I see the thing that says the case type, the petition for review, original file as of 5.3.7F. Then I see where it says Netflix Inc.
You
And I
guys,
see Worldwide
for a year and a
Entertainment.
half, I have been busting my ass to get all these families together, and what we're doing is working. Now, this trying to discredit this
Wendy,
writ is really upsetting me.
Hold on, Wendy. You can stop for a second because this isn't trying to discredit anyone. This is trying to figure out what exactly is filed. Okay?
Yeah.
That's not trying to discredit. It's trying to know what's being done.
I can't get it
As
on the
a
private
person on
chat.
the
I've got
as a
things that
person
you guys
on the
don't
writ.
have.
Okay, and here's the thing. How can she represent someone and them not have what it is that's being put out, quote, in their name, in their honor of their name?
Okay, I don't know. I don't know the ins and out of it.
Okay,
I'm just letting you
well,
know
what I'm
what I.
saying is, if I was to have Charles do up a document for me and file a
Right.
document on my behalf, I would have to know he is required to tell me everything that he's filing. Because if I walk into a court or someone calls me or asks me something, and I don't know the meat and potatoes of what's in there, then I can fuck up his whole case.
Right. It's
We're
under color
not
law.
discrediting anyone. Okay, everything seems to be under the color of law. That doesn't describe nothing. He was just trying to figure out the strategy used to see if it has been successful in the past. It's not a credit versus discredit. It's, okay, you're representing 64 families in the newest client list. What should these families expect? What's being filed? How is
It tells
looking?
on it.
What should we look at?
Yes, it says
But
all that on there.
No, it don't. I've read the document. It don't.
Barbara, you mentioned something about the criminal law. You said it was under criminal law.
Color
No,
of law.
color of law.
Oh,
It's the people.
Color of law is a phrase from civil rights law, 42 USC section 1983.
Yeah, it states we the people. There's
Okay,
a
but
paper.
we the people is just arguing that you have more than one person. It's not arguing what it is. Is she filing a 42 USC 1985 arguing conspiracy of the department? Is she
Okay, I get
filing a
it.
1983 arguing the violation of your due process? What is it that she's arguing so that we understand?
Okay, I can get that.
Yes.
I'm going to talk to her Sunday. I can get that.
Okay.
Because,
okay.
In the private suit that Yancey on my case is doing on the behalf of my daughter and me against the department, we're going under 42 USC 1983 and 42 USC 1985 because we're arguing conspiracy because we can prove ex parte communication between the judge, the guardian ad litem, the director of DHR, where they were bribing people to attack me. So we're attacking them with the arguments of conspiracy in a federal court. Okay. So in order to do that, we have to build around it. So what we're saying is, what is the meats and potatoes that she's building around?
Okay,
what
I'll talk to her about it on
constitutional
Sunday.
rights is she protecting us?
Okay.
That's why we wanted her to come on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since you're going to talk to her on Sunday, can you ask her?
Yeah, I will do that.
Ask her to come on Monday?
Yeah, I will ask her. I'll ask her.
No, I said since you're going to talk to her on Sunday, can you ask her if she could come on Monday?
Yeah, I could do that. I'll see. Yeah.
Okay, that'd be great.
Whenever she's available. Yeah, whenever she's available.
Or
that'd be
at
great.
least maybe something in writing that we could determine, like
Or have her have me write something up when I have her on the phone so then that way I can come back on and explain it.
Yeah.
I wish she could come on because it's bad for you to be in the middle.
I know, I hate that. I'm in the middle of it all.
You're in the middle and you're not an attorney and you don't even understand what it is you're supposed to be looking up.
That's what I tell people. I'm not a
for her to
paralegal.
put you in.
Yeah.
Right. Because we're not blaming you. We're just trying to understand so we can get a flavor, a picture.
Yeah, I'm hoping
That's
that
all.
she's not upset because this is actually, some good news you're bringing us if indeed it's able to, go through. And,
Because either way it goes,
anybody.
Either way it goes, it's making waves. Okay? And making waves is what we want to do. So whether or not she succeeds in court, if it makes enough waves, maybe we don't need to succeed in court. But if we only have the court to depend on, what are the chances of it succeeding? What is the documents that are actually on record?
Right.
You know,
I
we're
have.
If I
just
try to share,
we're just trying to count the
if
numbers.
I have a couple
I try to,
documents that you guys don't get, that the rest of you guys don't get. I can send it to this gentleman.
Well, you can send it to me, and I'll forward anything that needs to be forwarded. That ain't a
Okay.
problem.
All right, guys. All right, we'll get to the bottom of this for the next week. Charles, back to you. Last words.
No, I yield. I yield.
He yields his time.
Brenda, how about you?
Yeah, I
would
want
just
some
like to
merch,
say that,
Darren.
yes, I spent over an hour talking with a Christian friend of mine that was became my friend after she found out I was involved with CPS. And for years, she didn't understand the reason behind why the kids were taken, and her thought was, well, you must have did something wrong. So today I thoroughly explained to her what exactly was going on and what the situation was. And I think everybody individually, I'm sure, everybody's got their own story. And there's got to be a way for you to express this is my story, and I don't know, but I was glad whatever I said to her got her to the point where she understood. So, and and all they have to do is look at current events, what's going on. Type in CPS on your Facebook or whatever, you're going to find all kinds of cases popping up. And that's what
Yeah.
people do. Just tell them, go on Facebook, because Facebook is getting the information out. Anytime that I see any news in regard to CPS, I'm reposting because people have to be informed.
That's what I
Send
did
them to our
too.
show. Send them to our show,
And I
Charles.
join groups, and then put it out there. I keep joining groups and putting it out there. That's how I got everybody for the writ.
Mm-hmm. You guys are doing a great job too. Melissa, last words.
No, I just hope something succeeds at some point, because there's a lot of devastated families stuck in limbo. And
Yep.
whether it's Barbara, whether it's Connie, whether it's NAN, hell, whether it's the crackhead down the street, I don't care. I'm going to say thanks to anyone standing up and fighting.
That's
And that's what it
absolutely.
really boils down to.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Amen to that. Herbert?
I adhere and to Charles's recommendation and concur to nothing else to say.
That's smart, moving this for audience today. All right, Wendy, your last words?
Everybody, it's gonna happen. Just gotta be patient. A couple more months. That's all. All it's gonna be is a couple more months.
Yeah,
That's
and
it.
I have to say, trust in God, because
Power of prayer.
he's in the driver's seat.
Yes,
Yep.
yes, he is.
Power of prayer.
All right, guys. Well, guys, thank you so much for a great Friday night show. This was really good. I know we went way over, but I think a lot of people enjoyed the little argument there at the end. And we know that we'll be waiting anxiously for a Monday show to see what we've got going on in this aspect. Because thank you for bringing this to us, Wendy, because it gives us all something to talk about over the weekend.
Okay, I'll
right,
let you
guys.
know what Barbara says.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Have a
Love
good
you
weekend.
guys. Bye bye.
Love you, Wendy.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Well, that was that. That was interesting. Anyway, so like Wendy was saying, hey, I want some merch. Catch you out. We got all kinds of abolishcps.com merchandise available at abolishcps.com. I know that we don't promote that enough, but we probably should be. Check out the website, abolishcps.com. There's a ton of different CPS merchandise there that you guys can get. I designed every bit of it from scratch. It's all my own designs. And if you have things that you want designed, let me know, and I will design for your cause. I will design you your own gear, and we can get it up there and try to make you a couple of bucks to help fund your cause as well, and get the word out. If your kids, if you want to do something for your kid, it's been taken by CPS, whatever you want to do, check it out at abolishcps.com. I am the CPS Punisher. Have a good weekend. Keep CPS out of your lives. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Have a good weekend, folks.